A very warm welcome to our Honorable Principal Ma'am, respected teachers, and my fellow mates. We all know that the whole world is in darkness because of the prevailing situation of COVID-19 pandemic. Even during this tough time, I am very grateful to our Honorable Principal Ma'am for providing us an opportunity to execute an art-integrated project via PowerPoint presentation mode by staying at home and maintaining the social distancing. Now, let's get into our topic. Assam, popularly one of the seven sisters, is rich in natural beauty. Assam is famous for its tea plantations and gardens. It is the home to the one-horned rhinoceros, and its rich biodiversity makes it a top tourist destination. But as the cases of COVID-19 started increasing nationwide, the government of India was left with no other alternative than to impose lockdown. The whole of India was at its home spending time with its family. As a consequence, pollution and all the evil works like theft were found to decrease. However, how long will a country be in lockdown? Therefore, the government came up with the plan of unlockdown. But people can go out by following the guidelines issued by the government and the norms of COVID-19 pandemic.
Let's have a glimpse of Assam. Let me ask one of my group members to exhibit Assam's nature and beauty virtually. Wow, a painting! By the way, what is described through this painting? Yes, they are Assam's tea gardens, beautiful plantations, and one-horned rhinoceros. Can't we have a poem on this beauty? Let's have a poem.
From its wildlife to its tea plantations, from its culture to its tourist destinations, from its method of hospitality to its duty, Assam is all about nature and beauty.
The rich population of the one-horned rhinoceros makes Assam beautiful and prosperous. In addition to it are the elephants and tigers that attracts the outsiders.
The lush green tea fields bounded by the mystic hills with the plastic aprons move the dolls to cover their heads from the fall.
Now, let's move forward to a lockdown situation in Assam which was imposed because of the outbreak of the novel coronavirus. Let's see graphically how lockdown affected the lives of people. Now, let me ask you a question. Can we learn a lesson from this painting? Yes, let me ask two of my group members to prepare a story on this situation. Let's listen to
The title is Mary's Lockdown Story. Through the aid of this picture, we are going to depict a repercutious lockdown story. The story revolves around a 10th standard student, Mary, who lives in a small city in Assam. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the whole world is facing a hazardous trouble. At this present scenario, the government of India has imposed a nationwide lockdown. during this crucial time, the real heroes, who are none other than the doctors, cops, and media, are fighting the real battle parallelly as the soldiers at the border. Institutions are being shut down, and this has enormously impacted the life of students. Mary's life was also undergoing a sea change in consequence to the lockdown. She had become a couch potato by inculcating degrading qualities like inactiveness and carelessness. As we know, how social media and OTT platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime are experiencing heavy traffic and making the new generation extremely addicted to it. Likewise, Mary had fallen down under this hazardous trap. As a result, she was suffering havoc in her studies by ignoring online classes. Round the clock, she was extremely busy on wasting her time, oversighting the fact time and tide wait for none.
Even there goes a saying that ignoring mental exercise by not studying for a long gap or by not utilizing our brain result in the same way, just as how a leftover iron tool get exposed to rusting if unused for a prolonged time. Days keep passing by, and then one day she was informed that her online exam would begin from the following weeks. She was disturbed as this examination mark would be considered strictly, so she then had no idea how to and from where to begin with, and how she struggled, and when the exam began it was getting difficult for her to even pass. She anyway passed it, but learned a lesson too. Lesson that negligence can lead to such a great loss. She used to be a bright student, but that day she struggled to even pass.
Consequently, after realizing she paid much attention to her studies, and in free time she again started refreshing her guitar lessons. She then began doing productive use of her time. It was all going good. Then one day the school authorities asked her to participate in a state level competition which included a guitar and quiz competition. Mary was less confident, but her school had faith in her to a great extent. She took part and won first place in quiz and stood second in guitar competition. It was indeed a great achievement for Mary. After that, she realized that if we can believe it, we can surely achieve it. After a couple of days, she was honored by the Chief Minister of Assam with the Phulam Gamosa. It was a joyful and memorable experience for Mary. This lockdown gave her lessons with beautiful memories which would be cherished forever.
Just as sun sets in the evening to give a bright morning, similarly, after lockdown, there was hunger which raised a hope in everybody's heart that everything will be fine. Let's visualize it through a painting. Last but not the least, let me ask one of my group members to recite a poem. Let's have that poem.
The crowd is everywhere, but still there's the fear of the virus out there.
A few months ago, people were locked craving for unlock.
Then came unlock 1, 2, 3 and 4 along with hotels, markets and malls. But still there's the fear of the virus out there.
Thus, we have reached to the end of our presentation. From this presentation, we can conclude that pandemics will come and go one after the other. But if we maintain the necessary safety guidelines, cleanliness, and have a habit of wearing a face cover, it would be much convenient to fight such pandemics. This presentation is the successful result of the efforts of all our hardworking group members and is done under the guidance of our English teacher, Antara ma'am. Hope you like this presentation. Thank you for watching.